Sir? Yeah, sit right next to you.
All right, 6:30. Good morning. Holiday weekend coming, right? Let's see. Our next week's code of conduct is to remain respectful behavior when one is working or driving a company vehicle or wearing a company logo. You're always representing the company. And sometimes part of it is like I'm one of 107, so I want to make sure that my actions don't affect 170 other people. So it's a kind of way to look at it. You're one of many. So think about that this weekend and next week. We got a lot to talk about today, so we'll keep moving forward. 140 days, so nice job. We're going to, hopefully, if all goes well today, we'll be jumping into holiday weekend with a nice little track record. And, I was actually kind of quickly looking at the calendar. It's really 5 months. We got really 5 strong months left of the construction season. So this number can really get super impressive if we can continue to really just focus day-to-day, hour by identifying our hazards, controlling our hazards through the hierarchy of controls, by eliminating and isolating as much as possible. So then we can keep this number working real strong for us throughout the construction season. 2 weeks ago, we talked about fall hazards. We jumped in and we joined the workforce in construction about fall hazard awareness, trying to prevent falls in construction. So we talked about the number one leading fatality across the United States. We submitted our kind of safety stand down that we did, and we got a bunch of hard hat stickers. So Alberta's got some stickers. She's going to start passing them around. Feel free to put those on your hard hat with pride. They're right from OSHA. We were a part of it. We're going to kind of continue with that series. All right, the series that we're going to talk about is what kind of controls that we can put in place regarding to falls. And the first one we're going to talk about today and highlight today is the guardrail system. Some examples. Guardrail system, what's great about a guardrail system is it actually prevents the fall from happening. All right, the personal fall arrest system that we're going to talk about next week, we actually fall, and we got to hope that our system arrests us properly and keeps us safe. So really, this should be our first choice if available. Anytime we have to set up fall protection, guardrail system hopefully should be our first. Can we put up guardrail system? Yes, no. Yes, let's put them up. No, it's not feasible. We'll use the personal fall arrest system. So a couple of little things when it comes to guardrail system. We want a guardrail system roughly about 42 inches, and there's room for variance there, plus or minus 3. And then we got a mid rail, about 21 inches, and then a toe board or a kickboard they call them. That's to prevent anything. If there's workers below, we need to make sure we have a toe board because there's any concrete debris or tools, anything that kicks over, doesn't become a hazard for the guys working below. It needs to withstand about 200 pounds of lateral force. So if someone bumps into a worker, kind of bumps into it, it's still going to keep you safe and sound. So majority is like 2x4s. They can be made out of wire rope. It's really chain too is another one. So here's some examples. We're very good at it. So I wanted to emphasize the fact that we do an excellent job with fall protection. We just got to always remember that the falls exist. So we need to protect ourselves. So here's the concrete formworks that we do for a lot of our formwork. A nice 42-inch. No one's working below, so we don't need a kickboard. So then that's over in Middlebury. We got a kickboard on that one because our guys walking below. A nice little good system here. This was actually yesterday in Pittsburgh. We got a working platform underneath our rail bridge with a guardrail system to protect us from the drowning hazard below. Here's up in St. Albans, Valco. That's a nice high wall. So you can see we got guys working on a couple different heights, but fully protected with guardrail systems. And this is yesterday in Rutland with the HCD guys. So a lot of the equipment now that we purchased and everything has a guardrail system in place that you can see here. So anytime you find yourself working 6 feet above a lower level, remember that you need to have some type of protection, some type of coverage. If it can be a guardrail system, that's a preferred method. And if not, let's make sure that we get people on the horn, talk to your foreman, supervisors, safety department, making sure that we have some type of fall protection, i.e. personal fall arrest system that we might need to put in place. So let's keep up the good work identifying the falls, right? Falls are going to hurt us really bad, so let's make sure that all of our job sites, we have coverage for falls.
You point out those brackets here on the Middlebury project. I saw them out back there available.
Oh, these yellow ones here?
Yes.
So these are little floor base. They're really easy to fasten. You throw in like a 4x4 right inside of these things. They're a design from manufacturer. They're readily available. We have them right here, Tool Crib. So these guys here, these are quick and easy to put up on any job site. Really quick and easy. It kind of works as pretty much as our base for our verticals to install guardrail system.
So those have to be anchored.
These have to be anchored. There's 4, as you can see here. Could be just lagged right in. Yep. All different types of fasteners out there. You know, for installing wood, installing concrete. Very, very handy stuff. So let's keep up the good work regarding the falls. It's really all. Any questions?
Quick on foundation.
Oh, Ben does. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Joey Appleton's not in today, but he is. He's working on some of the foundation stuff from home. Hopefully, everyone already knows that foundation went through a change yesterday where they updated their web portal that we've been using to input our time. Right. Number one. Number two, they have a new web app that they're using. That is, hopefully Brennan's got it pushed out to all the tablets. It's on the App Store, but it's called Field Log. It's called Field Log. So don't get confused by it. I did. It's called Field Log, but once you open it up, it looks the same as the other app that we were using that was actually a web-based HTML. So what we're doing is we've gotten with most of the supervisors yesterday. So hopefully, if you haven't talked to someone about how to get this done, talk to the person that you're working with, your PM, or whoever you're working with, mostly getting your time into right now, and they should be able to help you. If not, we've got Justin Stoller in the office. He's actually not in here today because he's over working with Scott Burns, getting him set up. Talk to him today, and he'll help any of you approvers, especially, get onto the web side of things. And we can also help you get set up with the app. It's a lot easier to have somebody work right with you when you do it. We could demonstrate it, but we're not prepared to do that. I think it's a little easier, just one-on-one, to get that thing up and running. Once you get it open, it's kind of the same thing that we had before. A lot of the initial stuff is the configuration of getting all the switches turned on so that you see all the things that you saw before, like submitted time. If it doesn't show up, you have to go to settings and turn on a little switch so you can see all those things. So we did meet yesterday, a bunch of us, to try to get the higher end people up to speed. If not, contact Justin. Called Field Log. If you don't have the app, call Justin, call me, even Brendan might be able to help you if it hasn't been pushed to your device. The last thing I have on foundation is that we need to get our time in this week. If you don't have it in by the end of the day, work on it this weekend. Get it in before Tuesday, because the approvers, they're going to try to get it in so that they can ship it up to the front by 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, because we got a short week. We've got a little bit new, some new things to deal with, and we want to make sure that they have time to process it so we can get our paychecks on, next Friday. So if you can get a jump on it and work on it today, get some help. We know we're going to spend a little extra time helping everyone today, but that's okay. Let's get a jump on it today. Don't wait till Tuesday. If you don't have your time in by Tuesday morning, there's going to be a problem. And what we're going to need to do, if it's after 8 o'clock, don't put anything in there, because it's not going to work. You've got to make a call. For next week's time, if it's not approved by 8 o'clock, you got to make a phone call. You don't put it in, it'll screw up the system. It's not going to go anywhere. So you're going to have to call somebody, and we're going to have to end up having the people up front input it. So that's something that people didn't understand before when they explained it. Is when the time passes, whereby we process it to the front office, people have been still, I'll just put it in and then call. You got to call. They got to put it in. they can't re-pull it after the time that they ship it up there. So, some of that might be clear to you. If it's not, we'll work on it today. So call Justin. He's the first line of defense today. Actually, he's the second. Call whoever you're working with. That's number one. Number two, call Justin. Number three, you can reach out to me or anyone else that you think might be able to help you. Okay?
I can help.
Yep.
I have helped a couple guys yesterday.
Any questions on that?
It takes a little bit relearning, but
Yeah.
you'll get it.
We're going to get it. It's going to be okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ben, and good presentation on fall protection. So let's keep it in mind today when we get out there, and if you're working in a elevated level, there are those issues to follow. If there's questions, check with the safety department.
Here to help.
Yep, they're here to help. So announcements, we have a couple new employees. Caleb Radford. Is Caleb in here? And then Frank Santa. Frank, welcome, Frank.
Welcome, Frank. Again.
And then you're just in time for the holiday. Perfect time. So we're closed on Memorial Day, Monday the 27th this year. And it's also, like we talked about, time cards, very important to get them on time, get them early, get them approved early, especially with this change that just happened. That's really what's more critical. I think next holiday, it'll be regular routine, just like a Monday morning. But this time, it's a little trickier. So prepare your job sites to be secure and safe for the long weekend. We sometimes have security issues on those long weekends when people are out getting rowdy and getting into things they shouldn't. And then also just secure the site so it's safer, so that if anybody walking through, might come across an area which is shaky, we got to make sure we isolate them from those areas. Sometimes they tend to cross those barriers that we intend to keep them from going those areas too, so keep that in mind. And then remember our fallen heroes. It's Memorial Day weekend here. And I also have here actually Kevin's picture here and up on the screen. And Kevin
was killed on May 25th.
Oh, May 25th. So you corrected me last year, and I think that thing followed, and then
Tomorrow will be 15.
Tomorrow. So for some reason,
It's okay.
I have to look that up. I was looking at the year. I was confused by the year. So anyway, this weekend we reflect upon those who lost their lives fighting for our country. And our very own fallen soldier was Kevin Sheehan. He's certainly our most honored Memorial Day fatality, killed in action on May 25th in 2004. Staff Sergeant Sheehan of the Vermont National Guard left behind his wife Heather, son Nathan, daughter Allison, and extended family and friends, and all the his colleagues at ECI.
Words.
Yes.
Words. So, Kevin, I don't know how many people here were here when he was here, but there's some things I thought about on the way in that we can all aspire to do. He was humble. Everything that he did, he was humble. He was kind, and he was respectful. The thing that he did at work is he never felt that he was better than anyone else, and that's what made him better than us. You know, he never let his personal feelings get in the way of getting his job done. And that's something that we can all learn from on an everyday basis at work and in our everyday life.
Thanks, Ben. Guess that makes Kevin the perfect hero.
He was.
And we miss him, and we think of him often, especially on Memorial Day weekend. So projects, we're profiling the Stowe Utility Relocation Project in Stowe, Vermont. And the town of Stowe is relocating many of their overhead utilities to the underground part of this. As part of this, we were contracted by Percy actually to install 4 HDD bores. And they're for a power package consisting of 9 3-inch conduits and lengths of 160 and 240, and then 2 communication packages consisting of 4-inch and 2 4-inch and 6 2-inch diameter conduits, lengths of 160 again and 240. So the owner anticipated soil conditions and didn't perform any test borings in the area. So guess what?
Lead.
They found lead. Yep. So here we are. I don't quite recognize that. Looks like an antique shop that they're in front of.
So right in town? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Working right next to the old wagon there.
Yeah. It must be an antique shop or something. Yeah.
Oh, just one of way out there.
Yeah, I'm sure that that's in the coming weeks is going to be a busy area. Probably already is for Percy, and hopefully we'll be done and out of there and out of the way. So there's that project, and then from the photo archives, this is driving sheets down in Westminster for the Westminster derailment. Back, I don't know, it was probably about 2002 or 3 or something like that. And what we're doing is there's a culvert that was put in during the derailment. All this was reconstructed embankment. We had to go in after the traffic was reestablished and the tracks were reinstalled, and install these. We had those culverts installed during the put it back together process, and then the sheets were being driven so that we could build a head wall. Very tight, it was a steep bank, and then the embankment. So quite a few years ago now. And that's Mike Shanholzer, and it looks like Ricky there.
Can do it?
Yep, I think so. Is Ricky here?
He's in on the pond.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty certain that it's Ricky. Everyone agree? It looks like Ricky. All right. Okay.
Definitely Willie. Or Mike.
Be safe this holiday weekend, and don't forget to secure the job sites. Got our Kenneth King. John Kowaltz.
Is there any left over?
Jerry Lafreniere.
There should be some.